Good day, everybody. This is Doug, the Modeling Hermit, and I'm back with you with a continuation of a project. This is for a local legend, drag racing legend in my hometown, Mr. Jim Van Zee, and it's a 1964 Dodge 330 Super Sport that he raced back in about 1971. We're doing that version on this, and I'm doing a covering of some of the things that I've already done on this car. We're going to move the box out of the way now. And this is the body for it. I have sprayed it with Tamiya. Tamiya, I always call it Tamiya. Let's see, I've got the base coat on it is their primer, and actually I have all the Tamiya paint on it. I've also got it sprayed with their gloss or their white paint. I have not put a gloss coat on it yet. I'm waiting for decals to come. My person that does my decals has had some health issues, so there's been a delay on that. Actually, this is about as far as I can go on this car until I get those decals. So anyway, it is Tamiya primer and their gloss white. It's what this body is done in so far. This is the hood that naturally came with the kit here. I had debated about using this scoop on it, but as I was looking at pictures of the car and such, I decided that was pretty close to the scoop that would have been on there, at least close enough that I can go ahead and use it. I don't like fudging, but I think this is really very close. So we're going to go ahead and using that hood scoop. The chassis interior and such, well, let's talk about that a little bit here. Let me bring you down. I don't want to handle that a lot. The engine compartment. That's pretty well, the whole engine bay is now assembled. I have the wiring and plumbing and everything else pretty well done on it. I've got to do I've got to run one more line from the brakes, for the front brakes. I've got to run the front brake line yet. I've got to run a linkage, one more linkage that goes up to the engine, or to the interior compartment. I'm trying to think what all else. I've got another couple of electrical lines I've got to run. I think I've got one more fuel line I have to run yet on that. And then that will be done. Yeah, pretty much done underneath the hood, except for just a couple minor things that I have to run there. The interior, I've decided, since it's going to be in a glassed-in display case, to not get too carried away with the interior. It's pretty much, it would have been pretty much stock anyway at that period of time. I do need to put in the gear shift in it. I've got to do, let's see, one of the other things I have to do in the engine bay is I still have to run the line that comes up for the tack, and I've got to put the tack in it. But I've got to figure out where he had the tack at. So just some different things like that I've got to do on it. Like I say, this is going to be in a glassed-in display case, and when you consider the amount of, let me see if I can bring this body up here without killing it. Try not to handle it too much here, because of, but you can see how much, you're not going to be able to see a whole lot in those windows. So with that in mind, I have decided not to get too carried away with the interior. Wheels, the front ones, I still got to do the lug nuts on those yet. Getting those put in there. And then I've got to detail the back wheels yet. Other than that, that's pretty well. So this is not sitting. This is not just temporary here. So anyway, we've got a lot of work right there to do. Let me get this clear out of the way, because our next thing we've got to put up here is we've got to put up the backdrop for it. So pardon me a minute while I set this up. See if I can get it to sit there without going sliding and doing weird and exotic things on me. And let's try that there. There we go. Okay, now let me get you up here where you can see what's going on. So we have got a major problem that I caused for myself. I mean, it's repairable, but this side, well, let me first state that I did this all up, and then I've spent actually several days looking at it because something was wrong and I just couldn't get it through my head what was wrong on this building. And number one thing that I've had to do is, because of the size of it, I've got to use what we call selective compression, in that we have to kind of scale things down a little bit from what they really should be. So if this thing was built the way it should be, and using all the correct dimensions, it would be at least another foot wider and about 6 inches taller than what it is. And we're wanting this just for the backdrop of the car. So I am having to use selective compression on this as to what I'm going to do with it. But the problem is when I was designing this out, I was getting ready to start working on it and go, dang, something is wrong with this. I can't get it through my head. And looked at it for several days. And I've got pictures and everything else to go by. And finally, actually last night, it finally dawned on me, this side and this side, the dimensions are reversed. This should be wider than this side. This is the where the door is at. The door is just, let's face it, I could have looked at that door and go, that's screwy. That's just nuts. So anyway, I've got to cut this down. And I'd also forgot on this part here to do my compression on it. So this is actually measured out at full 1/24 scale, while this is measured out at 1/28 scale. So, it's enough. 1/28 scale, I can still go with a backdrop on this all right. It's going to be all right for it. But you can't mix 1/28 scale, 1/24 scale and come out. Things are a little weird there. So anyway, so this has got to be, this whole works here. I've got to redo everything on this side here. And also, I don't know if you can see it or not, but as I was looking at it, I hadn't really measured these out yet, the doors here. And this one is still at 11 foot, and I had this one set at 8 foot. So I still got to do a couple things there. And I'm going, come on, you've been doing this stuff for, 6, 7 decades, 6, 7 decades, something like that. I've been doing this stuff, and you can't figure out simple things like, you're mixing scales, So anyway, that's our little project so far on the back. Is I've got to completely redraw that. And so this is a delay on this thing here of getting it done. I was really hoping to have this done. I really want it done by now. But I'm going to be lucky if I can get this done. Oh, geez, I'm hoping for the end of April. I'm really hoping for the end of April, but I can't guarantee anything at this point right now. There's no reason I can't. Like at the car, I've got to wait for the car to get the decals and be able to finish that. Once I get the decals for the body, I still then have to get those on there and then get the another, let's see. Let's bring that over here a minute. And let me see if I can set that back on here again without bothering you guys too much. Okay. So once I get this, the decals on this, I then have to get my decals set on it so that they blend in good. Then I have to give it, I think, 2 coats of clear with a really good buffing out, and then another couple coats of clear after that. So we're talking at least 4 coats of clear after this that has to go through. So, there's time for that. And wow, like I said, I am hoping for the end of April. But this thing has really kind of set me back. And I've got several other projects going on too. I've got the drive-in theater project that I also have. I want to try and get that done by the end of April. I'm looking for actually probably mid-March on it now at this point, if I'm lucky. Or mid-May rather. I wish it was mid-March. So mid-May on that, and for the drive-in theater project. to be realistic on it. So hang in there, people. I am working on this, and Jim's a great guy. He's been a great friend all my life, and I owe him this, and I'm going to try, like I said, as much as I possibly can to get it done as fast as I can. We've had some delays and some real, I mean, this is a delay on my own that's really kind of dumb, but we will get there. So this is Doug, the Modeling Hermit, and I'm off the air and gone.